the documentation that he has not owned. How? He knows the procedures. Governor, you know the procedure. You know you are supposed to own the documents. Because whether the companies, whether it is you who bears the responsibility, how could you just come before this committee with the documents that you have not owned?
I think we seem to be repeating ourselves. Let me just give the governor to respond to this issue.
Chair, thank you. Chair, I received a letter from the Senate on the 10th of June, and I responded on the 16th of June with the supporting documents, and I can give you the letter.
Yeah, you can table the letter.
Written to the clerk. The reference is made to your letter, Senate, DGSC, CPI, CSF, dated 9th June, on the above subject matter. Attached herewith, please find our responses and supporting documentation, the specific issues raised in the reports of the Auditor General for financial year 2023-2024. Yours truly, Sakaja Arthur Johnson, Governor.
Okay. You can, clerk, you can give me a copy.
And I've asked for the received copy to be shared.
Chair, as you read that one, we are also wondering as a committee, how come the documents are not signed by anyone?
So there are two letters here, honorable members. There was a letter where the governor was seeking postponement of the meeting, which was written on 11th June 2025. The governor was traveling out of the country to France and London, so he requested that this meeting be rescheduled to another date. So the letter is signed by the governor himself. Then on 16th, there was a letter to the clerk of the Senate making reference to our earlier letter on the 9th of June 2025 and attaching the responses and supporting documents to the issues that were raised in the financial year 2023-2024. So the letters are here. So maybe the clerk...
Point of order.
I have not finished. I have not finished. Let me ask the clerk to tell us, then you can raise issues. The clerk, maybe you need to tell us more because you are representing the main clerk in this committee about these letters. Then you can take it from there.
Chair, any letter received by the office of the clerk is trickles down to us. It is marked to us. Unless there's a miscommunication somewhere, we always receive letters. That's something we can quickly confirm.
You just confirm whether the letter was received.
Just Chair, confirm.
Just for purposes of illustration.
Yes.
Because I have my own problem with the governor and responding to correspondence. If you look at this letter, it is coming from my office, it is dated, and you will see a stamp here, received by the governor's office. That is the only evidence you can table to indicate that you brought a letter somewhere. So you just need to look on the face of that letter. Is there a receipt by the Senate? That's all. Because you can write a letter and keep it in your office. It happens. On the face of the letter, Chair, does it say received by the Senate?
Okay, let me allow the clerk to confirm with the clerk's office. Then it comes back to us.
Chair, the same. But that's what I'm saying, Chair. The evidence you table Like this letter, I don't know if everybody can see this letter.
Yes, you can see.
This letter is on letterhead and it has a stamp for the governor's office with a date when it was received. The letter you have, you can just display it for us like this. If there is no stamp, governor, you get a letter that has a receipt. That puts the matter to rest.
Chair, and just to further
Yes.
that very quickly. You remember I asked you whether the letter that we sent to the governor had details that I was talking about. That letter is here. Sent to the governor's office. This is the governor's stamp. Received by the county government of Nairobi. The same thing that Sifuna is talking about. So if we were to say that did we communicate to the governor, we have got evidence that the letter was received. So is that how did the governor communicate the letter to the clerk without having a receipt on it?
I'll get a receipted copy. Chair, I've issued you a letter from my file. The issue of receipt was not contentious, so I'm not presenting it as evidence that I wrote. I didn't think there was a contention. But I responded on the 16th of June, Chair. So, I mean, we can look for the copy that has a stamp. There's no problem.
Yeah,
But I don't see the issue there. And Chair, there was no reason as to why. Remember, this meeting was postponed a couple of times. The response is already a long time ago. In fact, the last postponement was by yourselves, you know. So we had been ready. I don't see why there's contention about
Governor,
about that.
there is contention because documents have to be owned.
Yeah, I've sent it.
Just a minute. You know, you prepared to come for this meeting. You should have brought the letter knowing that these issues arise. We have had this discussion with you before in the transport committee. There was even a big fight about emails. Whether you say you have sent emails from there, but we have not received. You remember that conversation?
So we'll get the copy.
So
Chair.
these issues
Not
arise.
belaboring
But
point.
the point we are making is this: in the absence of that ownership, you see there is a document here. It is not on any institution's letterhead. It just starts by saying Nairobi City Water and Sewerage responses to the Senate Investment Committee, Public Investments Committee. This letter has no. These are now the responses. It is not signed anywhere. It is not on letterhead. So in the absence of that covering letter, then really these responses do not belong to anyone. That is a major issue.
The letter written to the Senate, you know, you don't sign every page. The letter written to the Senate has this as the attachment.
That's what I'm saying.
And we have no reason not to respond on those issues.
So you just need to show us the receipted copy and then we close the matter.
Yeah, honorable members, I'm just waiting for communication from the clerk on the stamped letter. If the stamped letter comes, then members will decide on the way forward. But as it is now, the documents in the files prepared by Nairobi City Water, they are not signed anywhere. They're just plain document. If you are given this file, you may not know what it is, who the owner of these documents are.
Chair.
So that would be
Chair.
a serious problem.
Chair.
Chair, maybe. Yeah.
Just 1 moment. The clerk, unless I had my own things, the clerk has indicated that the document before us arrived this morning. Did I hear that? Yes. Am I the only one who heard that? I heard. If the documents arrived this morning and the letter arrived on the date that is being talked about, what are you talking about? Are you saying that, Governor, when you sent the letter, you sent it before these documents on the day that they came? So then these documents, how did they arrive to us this morning? Why are we playing a cat and mouse game with the Senate here? Yeah?
Chair.
You can't say that the forwarding letter of document that you sent, the forwarding letter came earlier, and then the documents came this morning. I mean, and that's why there is the issue of timeline.
Honorable members, I want us to be very clear. The clerk indicated that the document they received today, but the same document were received earlier. Can you clarify that position? Because there are two receipts that have come, one today and another one earlier. The one that came today came via email, according to the clerk.
Chair said we have received are also not owned. That's what I meant.
Chair.
So, Chair, the first documents were not owned. The today's documents are also not owned. So what are we doing?
Chair. Let me hear from
Chair, you know, Chair,
you know, we are arguing about the same thing. I think what we need to do between the Senate, the clerk of the Senate and the county government, let's wait for whichever letter comes first that will show there was a receipt, and then from there we'll make a decision. Otherwise, the chair, we are just talking around.
Yeah, that's why I say, if we get a letter,
or from the
honorable
clerk.
members, if we get a letter
Then we make
that
a
is
decision.
stamped received from the clerk's office, then we will know that the documents were actually sent in time on that date when the documents was received. But without that letter, it becomes a bit difficult. I understand the situation, honorable members. So the clerk, if that letter is not there, let us know. If the letter is there, please bring it, stamped letter, so that if the letter is stamped, we will proceed, honorable members.
The documents for today.
But Chair, this is my own personal advice to this committee, that whenever there is conflict between an entity and your own staff as to what the true status is, always believe your staff.
Yeah.
We have gone through this in other committees as well. In the Committee of Transport, we have had this problem with this same entity, that they claim they have sent documents on time and they have no physical. Because if you came, if you wanted to show this, to demonstrate this, it's very easy, and the county attorney is there. The county attorney knows that if you have a receipt, it is for you to produce a receipt. It can't be for the clerk to look for the receipt. Because the question is being posed to you. But anyway, Chair, I don't know what you want to guide as you wait.
Chair, there is no guiding in this.
No, as we wait for the confirmation, maybe we could process a few other issues that I had requested the committee to allow me to raise as AOB, because it revolves around the same issues of correspondence.
Chair, may you look at the synchrony between the letter that the clerk received, right? Or rather, the alleged letter that the clerk received vis-a-vis the letter that the auditor received. Can we get harmony between those two?
Senator,
Can you just ask the auditor if they are dated the same day?
the letter that the auditor received is from Nairobi Water. Is from Nairobi Water. Is not from the governor. Because us, we wrote a letter to the governor. So the governor was responding to us. But the responses were, I believe they were done by Nairobi Water. So Nairobi Water wrote to the auditor with an attached letter. That is the letter they are.
On
It's not
different
the same
dates.
letter.
On different dates.
What dates are indicated there, auditor?
Chair, the letter received from Nairobi City County is dated on the 17th of June 2025, signed by the managing director and also copied to the clerk of the County Assembly of Nairobi.
17th June. And from the governor it was 20? What time? 26th of June.
16.
16th. Senator Amida?
No, I just wanted to say that when a governor being the CEO of the county under Article 179, I think you should have just made sure that all these documentations, and if I had Yusuf right, was that he said such copies also sent on soft copies, and the soft copies also could suffice.
Chair,
Yes,
the
Governor.
document that I sent with the responses was received by the Senate on the 20th of June, 2025. I have the stamped copy that is being printed. It is stamped received at the Senate.
So you can table it.
Chair, I've asked a very
This is a
substantive
physical copy. This
question.
is a scan. When we do that, we scan.
Chair, I've asked a substantive question. If the letter to the auditor went on the 17th, how is it possible that the letter to us came on the 16th?
Because I'm
Or
the
dated
one
on
who
the
wrote
16th.
to the Senate.
Was it an anticipation? Yeah, I have the letter.
Chair, the question
Very
was
serious.
whether the letter was owned, whether it came on time. Your clerk has told you it came on time,
Yeah.
and I have the evidence that it was received by yourselves. I think we are splitting hairs for nothing. Let's go to the substance, Chair, respectfully.
Yeah.
And I have it here, received by the Senate.
Yeah, let me have a look at that later.
Yeah, I'm getting it printed.
What is the issue?
Yeah, Chair, there are a few issues that I had hoped that we would have a conversation with the governor, and it is revolving around water issues in Nairobi. Governor, in all honesty, I also have a problem with the office in terms of how they treat correspondence. Your office never responds to correspondence. And this is not just from me. I have letters here from members of the county assembly addressed to your various departments, and the complaint is the same throughout the leadership of Nairobi, that your office does not respond to correspondence. The first one, leaders that I've spoken about, and I had written to you on the 27th of May 2025. This letter was received in the office on the 28th of May 2025. I have a copy here with me, Chair, and it was regarding water connections in Ruai Ward. And there has been no response, Governor. I had occasion to run into Engineer Muguna at the airport a few weeks back, and I asked him the same question, but there has been no response. So it becomes very difficult for us as representatives of the people to give feedback to the people when we can't ourselves be given that information. So perhaps we could start there, Chair. If the governor is in a position to answer this today, because this is the only place we can now have this conversation, it is possible. You can say maybe you will need time to answer, but maybe that's because the water company is there. The residents of Ruai are concerned about delayed household water connections, and the information we got was that the major pipeline project by Athi Water Works and Nairobi Water was largely complete. There are over 22,000 households that have paid 5,000 shillings each for connections, and yet those connections have not been had. Is it possible for us to response today on that particular issue? Secondly, Honorable Chair, there's a meeting that I held with sewerage system, specifically in Roysambu Ward, and the complaint there, Honorable Governor, was that the residents of Nyati Drive in that particular ward were omitted from the construction of the sewerage that was going on. And perhaps you can also, if it is possible today, Governor, give a response so that the people of Nyati Drive know the current situation. Thirdly, Honorable Chair, there was a request from the Honorable Sospita Mumbi, who's the MCA for Roysambu, for construction of a borehole at GSU Primary School and Secondary School in Roysambu Ward. There's a letter to you, Honorable Governor, to your Chief Officer for Water, and it is received on the 21st of February 2024, which is more than a year ago. There has been no response, Governor, to the Honorable MCA on that particular request, just to say yes or no, so that he doesn't waste time running around offices. And lastly, Honorable Chair, this is a letter from the Marurui Residents Alliance, and they were raising questions of the sewerage coverage within Marurui as well. Honorable Governor, I'm sure you are familiar with this matter, that has left many high-rise buildings unconnected to the main sewerage line. So perhaps, Governor, if you can identify any of those issues that we can get responses today as we wait for the committee to get its act together, then maybe you can indicate. But if you do not have, I would appreciate if there were formal responses coming from your county government whenever leaders raise this question, so that we don't have to waste too much time on it. I thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. Senator Sifuna, you know that matter can be raised under agenda AOB. So on the basis that it's a very important issue and you had asked the committee, to bring up that matter. I think we handle it as AOB, so I'll bring the AOB first before we go to agenda number 4. So, Governor, you can respond to your senator on the issues that he has raised.
Chair, the more detailed ones, they can get a response a bit later. But what I know, for instance, in Ruai, parts of Ruai would are now connected. We've had a challenge. That's the biggest ward in this county. It's possibly an 8th, In Kasarani constituency, right now for the water, we have reached Kangundo Road to Ruai Market. And then there's a pipe from Jiru railway station that goes towards to cover the Infinity area that is already ongoing. And there are many others, because that goes hand in hand with the Utawala. Yeah, the Utawala area. It's a similar part. And there are many other laterals that we're doing around that area. So I will ask the MD to maybe just give, not now, but to prepare, yeah. Because Kasarani has two sides. There's the Kamuru side, Ruai, Mwiki, and this other side of Santon. Currently for Siwa, at Kasarani police station, yeah, we're developing, there's a diversion that is now connecting to the trunk Siwa along Mwiki Kangundo Road. That one is something that is also ongoing. I think it's a great opportunity to give a larger update of all the improvements that have been going on in the last year, and I will be able to share that with you, Senator. Including, I think, what would form part of today's discussion on the what we call reshrilling, of the piping in the CBD. Because a lot of the reason you have that non-revenue water is because of the old pipes that have leakage and connected to the old fire system in the city. And as soon as that is done, now we'll reduce the non-revenue water by 2,000 cubic meters per hour. Yeah, that is what is currently ongoing. For the Santon, there's Clay City. There's Kariobangi North at National Concrete, that is also ongoing. The side of Kawangware 46, all the way coming into Chalby Drive. You also know that we're doing 54 kilometers of trunk Siwa, 1.8 by 2.4 meters, that goes hand in hand with the river program. South Sea is a place that has had similar challenges. What we have there is something called condominium sewers. Those condominium sewers are sewers that are not on a wayleaf, that are in people's property, just like Isili, because of the planning. But now we've been able to get a major pipeline from the northern bypass coming into Akiba, connecting to Ole Shapara, down until Kongoni Primary School. Then at Kongoni Primary School, where we have the Kenya Power substation, it connects to the larger trunk Siwa. And then now we're doing further laterals along the Ngong River line. So, I mean, Chair, I can give a lot of that. As for the MCA who wants a borehole, we do a lot of induction, and we tell them how to get a project. Projects are not received by a letter. They are budgeted for, they are appropriated by the MCAs themselves. In fact, they even indicate that this financial year we're going to do boreholes in this place, or we're going to do a road in this place. And so it's part of that process. I think maybe the issue is him being told or responded to. But that is really the process. We don't give projects based on request by letter, but based on a medium-term framework, an appropriation bill, and it's a process you all know because you're legislators and you're also going through the same. Chair, on water, I think it will be of benefit for this committee and for Nairobians to know we made huge improvements, increasing 160 cubic meters, 160 million liters a day, courtesy of NCT1 and Karimenu. And many of you might attest to increased water. So if you need me to go through that, I'll be able to
Governor, just to be specific to the areas that we've raised.
Yes.
What would you say, like, of the 22,000 households that had already paid for connection in Rwai?
That's what I've told you is ongoing.
Just give us a status maybe the reasons for the delay. There are also allegations that some people had paid and they're being asked to pay again. This 5,000 shillings, is it receipted?
Of course.
There are
That's the way
receipts.
it is paid. I'll ask the MD to give you details of that, and maybe also he can talk about Nyati Drive.
Please,
and,
those specific areas.
and Resambo. But for a more comprehensive response, because I'm sure he's also heard it now, we can write back. MD,
Thank you so much.
maybe respond to the issue of the Ruai.
Utawara area, where just like the governor has said, actually Ruai want to put Miango, Utawara, they take around that 8% of the surface area of the city. And those areas have not been having any of our infrastructure. Is now they are being done by other Waterworks and Development Agency. Now, like the work you're asking, Bwana Senator, ADI is responsible for development of the infrastructures there through Credit K 1135 funded by AFD. Now that credit, the work entails doing the main lines, lateral lines, plus the connections. Now that work is not yet complete, Senator. There are customers whose work is complete. We are giving them the meters. But the responsibility of laying the pipes up to the customer premises is being done by other Waterworks Development Agencies, known as City Water and Sewerage Company, and the credit I've spoken about. A comprehensive report actually can be handed over to you through the governor's office. Immediately we leave here, because we have also been following up those matters on the ground. The customers are ours, they are not others. Customers. So we have been following up what they are doing, and we have a comprehensive report which we can hand over to you immediately we leave here. On Nyati court of Roysambo area. Roysambo also some times back under the NDB funding, the same other Waterworks Development Agencies did a lot of projects in those areas. Also those areas, I'm sure you are aware, there are no CWAS, Dome, Maroroi, Ruai, Simaman, they were being developed last year, and still the contract is on the ground. So they will be incorporated if they were in the original designs, the original plan. So I can also counter check with other Waterworks and Development Agency whether this particular court is supposed to be seaward under this program. On just what the governor has spoken about the bow. GSU Primary School, for heaven's sake, sits just next to the main line along Outer Ring Road. So it shouldn't be having any problem of water at all. That's next to Gumba Estate, which is used by the GSU personnel. Then there is the Ruaraka Primary School, Secondary School. Then there's the GSU Primary School there.
MD, are you confirming that that school is properly served with water?
If
You
it
can
has-
be next to a pipeline and dying of thirst.
Senator, what I'm implying, if it has any water problem, it's only that we are not aware. That's a simple problem which can be solved by Monday.
Yeah, so you see the problem, Chair, is this. The MD will tell us that the problem can be solved by Monday.
If they have a problem,
Just a minute, because you have appeared before us. The broader conversation we are having is, can you please respond to correspondence from the leaders on the ground? This is a letter that was written in 2024. It has not been responded to up to date. That's the problem we have with the county government. So you are saying this because we are here. When we leave here, we will not get any correspondence or assurances that you're giving that nothing will happen. That is the broader problem. If indeed this was a problem that could have been resolved in 2024 February, would we be here, Governor? Surely.
now to Your Excellency and the Senator, for sure, if the MCA knew about this problem, we meet the MCAs almost every month, and every day if they want, our telephones are open. Could have resolved this problem directly. They shouldn't have come to the Senate all the way here. It's a problem which can be addressed. That's why I'm saying.
So the request I will make through the chair is that I want to see the correspondence from his office in 2024 and how they have addressed this problem. Because the leader on the ground has taken a step to write to you. you are responding here today. So please show us correspondence from 24 on how you dealt with this issue.
We can provide.
Chair, just
Yeah.
a clarification from the water, is it director or? Yeah. Now, here is Senator asking a question, and you are referring the Senator to the MCR. Does it mean that the Senator has no right to represent the people in Nairobi?
Chair, that is completely out of context.
Yeah.
The Senator himself was referring to the MCA, Senator Mudama. And the MD is just explaining that there are many forums that, and possibly even a response, so you can get the letter. The Senator has all the rights to, in fact,
honorable members.
the Senator has a lot of rights. I was a Senator for Nairobi also, and I used to do the same. Chair, I have the letter which was received by the Senate on the 20th of June that has created a lot of, discussion. That is to the clerk, meeting with CPISFT. I received your letter dated 9th June. Attached is our responses and supporting documentation. Your own clerk confirmed that all documentation was received. The letter is stamped. Chair, before I started to give my responses, we were already being greatly accused. Yet this evidence is there. Can that be withdrawn?
Okay.
Yes.
Let me first of all.
And also, please, Chair, if you could return my copy, that one I came with. This is the one to table, the one which has your stamp.
Let me first of all direct on the matter of Senator Sifuna. I think Senator Sifuna has come up with those issues because his letter was not responded to. And that's why he used this opportunity to try and get responses. So let me direct that the letter that he has tabled here be responded to and copied to us, the responses copied to us. Because I'm saying that we are likely to spend more time responding to that in this meeting. So you respond, I think, within 7 days to Senator and possibly copy to us to confirm that the responses have been sent. Otherwise, the clerk has retrieved the signed letter, the stamped letter from the main clerk. So, honorable members, that means that the documents were actually forwarded by the governor. But the only mistake, Governor, which we must point out, is that when your people are preparing the responses, it is a standard that the letter, your letter, be attached on the responses. Even if they are sent on email, they should scan the email and send together with the rest of the document. That is the only thing that was not done.
Chair, the responses were attached to my letter.
But it's not
Are you
there.
saying how? You're saying we stick it physically or like it was attached? What you received today's documentation is just the same responses were given on time, Chair. And
So-
the clerk himself has confirmed that, Chair. But before that, Chair, you had all manner of accusations, including people saying, lecturing me that I've been a senator, I should know these things, Senator Siengo. Honestly,
But,
I've responded and it was not on time.
Governor, I think it is very unfair to come after the members of the committee.
But it's
Because
fair for
at
them
the
to come
time-
after
at
me.
the- Just a minute. At the time when those accusations were being made, that document was not before us. It was incumbent upon you
No, but at that point I was
to
not given
produce
the right.
the piece of paper.
The accusations were made before I was even given the chance to respond, Chair. And I just had quietly listening.
You know,
So will
that's
those
why,
be withdrawn or do they remain unanswered?
that's why I said, when the documents are not in the file, the members may not know. So they are just.
You can give your witness a chance to respond before unwarranted attacks, where the mistake is from your side. I think that is in good order, Chair.
Anyway, let's just agree that the letter is there. Let's proceed with the substance of our meeting today, which is to look at the audit query.
Yeah, that's
You are so ready.
Chair, that's the reason why I said if those all soft copies were received, there would have been no hassle.
This was hard copy, physical.
Okay, we will proceed, honorable members. But I will allow the governor to officially table the documents that are before us, and then we proceed.
Chair, I want to put it clear that it
Yes.
was not personal. When the governor refers to Senator Siembo, I was doing my work as per this committee and as the records within the committee.
We have passed
Yes,
that stage.
we had not-
Senator. We have passed
We had
that stage.
not received that letter,
We have agreed, we are proceeding.
and it is not my work to find out where the documents are.
We are proceeding with the substance of the matter. So, Governor, you can proceed and table the documents.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I hereby table the management responses and accompanying annexures of the Nairobi City County Water and Sewerage Company for the financial year 2023-2024. It's tabled.
Okay. So, honorable members, can see we are doing very badly on time. It is 20 minutes past noon. You have 20 audit queries to process. So I'm just thinking that this meeting will proceed past lunchtime. So we'll proceed past lunchtime with the meeting. So, Auditor, I would like you to proceed from the first query. You give a summary of the report, and then you proceed from query number 1 as included in the audit report.
Give a suggestion because of time.
Yes.
If you look at query number 1, query number 2, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and query number 4. I don't know if you've gone through them. They're actually very similar. If you can check and the auditor can confirm, I believe those are queries that can be handled together because they are
Query number
1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and then query number 4. Number 4 is the trade and other receivables. If you look at those queries, they revolve around customers. This is basically on operating revenue, estimated accounts, billed and not paid for, active accounts, not billed. So if you look at them, it is revolving around the same issues.
they may not be exactly the same because a query on long outstanding trade and other receivables, those are customers who owe money to the company and they have not paid for long. But if you look at 1.1, it is about accounts which are billed and are not paying. And in other cases, there are accounts which are active but are not being billed. So those are two different issues.